Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. As I do more research and as I kind of look into, reaching out to people, I reached out to a few people in some communities in regards to offering some services. It's like a way to build up my case studies, my testimonials, and obviously doing market research about the big AI Instagram pages and how I can kind of learn from them and see what works already to implement in my own AI page. And what I realize is I'm in a stage right now of what I think what Alex Hormozi would like to call the informed pessimism. So understanding all the processes and all the what it pretty much take what it pretty much takes to kind of learn this whole thing where it's like building out the AI agency, reaching out to people to serve, and obviously, creating the custom voice agent and implementing it into, your client's business or your client's social media or whatever. And I'm not gonna lie, at times today, as I was doing some of the work, I got a bit overwhelmed and I was like, holy God, macaroni. All these people online starting businesses on their own. Man, it doesn't matter if it's dropshipping or SMMA or, you know, SaaS or whatever. You know, it's quite a workload to start off because it's like you're literally building something from zero, from the ground up, and you're just putting the pieces little by little together. And because I'll be honest, I'm a bit of an impatient person. So someone like myself going into this, starting from zero and trying to put the pieces together, you don't really see the huge noticeable progress in the results that you're getting in comparison to what you're putting in for a while. So literally for the next few months, I have to manage my expectations strictly in a way that doesn't, you know, that doesn't make me think as though, all right, no, I can land like 30 clients in the next month or something crazy like that. Like, although I'm not the guy that wants to limit myself, me being too ambitious with my expectations and going into things hasn't always worked out the best for me. And what I realized is from my last video as well, what I realized is when I tend to do the best is, oh, I tend to do the best when I literally have no overwhelming expectation of something. No, I'm gonna build $1 billion business or like something. I'm exaggerating, but you can't just like building like $1 million business in like 6 months because obviously no, it's possible, but it's very overwhelming, especially when you just start off something the first time, right? So rather than being so high on the expectations I set for myself, because I know what is possible in this space, I tend to do a lot better or all my best results in anything that I've done, whether if it's educational, when I did some like I drew an amazing theme park island back in primary school, back in the third grade. Amazing. In 2 nights I did it. It was crazy. I'm not even exaggerating. It was actually impressive for a third grader. And my teacher never expected from me to be able to do that. Neither did I. But I just did it with no, but I did it, right? And then some amazing goals in which I scored as a football player in the eighth, ninth, and 10th grade. And eighth, ninth, and 10th grade. And how should I say? and some of the amazing points in which I would have won in my badminton matches, and along with just some of the amazing things I wish I did in my personal life, just out of joy, out of challenging and taking risks. What I pretty much noticed in terms of being able to do all those amazing things in all those moments um, throughout my youth, I've managed to do all those things, or each and every single one of those things, when I've literally just gone in with the intention of just starting small, getting starting small, getting like a general idea of the broad view. And then once I get the general idea of the broad view and I have a play around with every little thing and I experiment a little bit here and there in just trying out whatever it is, whether it's like when I have football, I try a little bit of dribbling, a little bit of shooting, a little bit of passing, just a general. Or with the drawing the theme park, I just start off with drawing literally a big circle and then try to draw a few squares here and there and then draw a few, you know, a few skyscrapers, a few buildings and stuff, and then maybe I rub it out, maybe I replace it with something nice, and I start slowly putting the details together and everything. Or literally in sport of badminton, literally just kind of get the general idea of all the footwork, of all the shuttle hitting, of all the swings, of the, you know, of what you need, like the stamina, the speed, everything, and then trying everything out. And then that's when I kind of start to have a better idea of my strengths. And then when I know what my strengths are, when I'm put in the moment of having, usually it's like moments where, um, how should I say, where you're under pressure, you're in the moment where you're constrained by time, and you've got someone on you in the football. If you're an attacker, you got someone trying to defend you and mark you, obviously. And it's in those moments where you don't really think about the pressure. You don't really think about the constraints of time that you're limited to. You're not really thinking about, the 45 minutes that you have on the pitch to score goals and win the game. You're not thinking about the 21 points you got to win the game, or you're not thinking about creating the best project in the whole entire class for the teacher to recognize you as the best so that you can, win the award or whatever. You're literally just in the moment of letting your mind flow and see what pattern it can recognize based off the general um the broad taste testing that you've done and the strengths in which your mind has been able to identify about you, and just being in the moment of being able to let this present scene play out, and then you literally identify in that exact moment where that clear chance or that clear opportunity that you see in front of you, and without any hesitation, without any voice in your head literally stopping you from, you know rethinking whether you should be doing it or not, without your spatial awareness of you being focused on the guy marking you, and you want to get away from him. You're literally just so caught up in the movement of identifying your opportunity and literally going for it. And it doesn't matter if the guy's in front of you, or you know that a man's marking you, You got literally 2 minutes left in the game, or this might be your only chance to take a shot, to score a goal, or whatever, right? Without thinking of any of that stuff, you literally just instinctively see the moment play out. You let your mind flow and pick out whatever it can pick out as a clear opportunity. And then you let it happen. You react to that instinctive feeling that just comes through, and you go for it. And those are the moments in which I've been able to create amazing things. And I've read a lot of books on this as well. Some books have labeled it as being in the zone. Some have labeled it as being in flow, which is more common, actually, more common term I hear. And obviously, there's going to be other people as well that can consider us being in the moment, being in the present. And those are the times in which I've consistently been able to pick out as the common factor as to why these things happen, why all these amazing moments just happen in my life that I can clearly remember. There's goals, the amazing drawing I had, the amazing points I've won, the amazing risks that I've took in the moment that have turned out to be, if I look back on it, it's kind of risky, but when I did it, it just felt amazing, right? So, yeah, that's one thing I just wanted to share, really, just. And honestly, that's something I want to remind myself as like a very important lesson in terms of, in order for amazing things to play out, or consistently being able to allow yourself to consistently create amazing moments in your life, you've got to let yourself instinctively recognize these patterns, broaden your exposure without any expectations. Literally just taste testing. You're literally taste testing in whatever field you're kind of stepping into new. So let's say in the agency space, rather than just focusing on lead generation, because you're running an agency, I mean, you're running literally a business. You can't just be doing one thing or that thing or that thing. You literally have to do everything. Not all at once, but you kind of dip yourself in each part of the business in which you have to be involved in order to build it up and grow it. And then you kind of, from there, you can identify what you're better at, what you're kind of weak at, which you can then delegate. And then that will give you a much clearer perspective on what you need to consistently work on in order to grow your business. So that's what I've learned. And yeah, in terms of agency, it's literally just about put yourself out there. Number one, obviously, is lead generation. You got to get people to know who you are, what you can do for them, and obviously create some sort of system to be able to get them to easily communicate with you and potentially get a collaboration going. Or you reach out to people and let them know about, what you have to offer. You're interested in seeing how you can help them and showing your expertise, and obviously seeing if you guys are a good match for each other, and then hopefully go into business. And then after that, the second one's obviously the delivery, being able to build out the voice agent, which suits the customer's needs, building it out. So literally, number one's marketing, getting attention. Number two is sales, attaining the client and getting the deal done so that you then can develop the voice agent for the client, serve your purpose by implementing it into their business and helping make their business better one way or another by either saving their time or helping them make more money by booking booking more appointments for them using the voice agent or whatever. Just stuff like that. So those three things. And then obviously as you get more clients and other aspects of the business will come back, client management. Now you're gonna have a team and a system to help manage these clients, that these flow of clients walking in through and out the door, and how you can improve that. And from there you kind of build on that, build on it, and build on it, and build on it. For some reason, as I grew older, I started picking up this, I would say, yeah, I'm gonna say not so great habit of literally um wanting to be perfect in every aspect of that thing that I'm going into before, or thinking that I have to get everything right in every aspect and be perfect at it before I can move forward in making things better and growing that business. When it's not true, you don't have to be world class in both marketing and sales and the AI development to be able to build an AI agency. No, you could be literally average at being a developer. You're not bad, but you're not great. You're not the best either. You have a foundational understanding of how it works, how to build it out, and you've done a few projects yourself, and that's literally enough for you to be able to delegate. And so if anything happens, um, you can work with the developer to solve the problem, or because you've done it before, you know what standards to set um, for the guy you're hiring before you hire them and before you get them to do the work, right? Or if you're good enough in sales and marketing, um, you know exactly what to look for and what to focus on, so that when you delegate, you can do a lot better job of knowing what exactly that they're doing and what they should be doing to kind of get the job done and help grow the business and stuff like that. And I think that's the point in which you're gonna make, in which I'm thinking make, rather than trying to be perfect in every aspect from the get-go, because it's just not possible. It's about getting a broad understanding of everything, a general understanding of the entire view of where you have to start, and then growing it from there bit by bit. Maybe your priority is to focus more on the marketing in the beginning, and then as you get more lead flow, you kind of lean more into sales, because now you have to focus more on closing deals because you've got appointments set for you now, right? And after you get better at the marketing and closing the deals, then you got to get better at client fulfillment, because now you got clients walking through the door, and if you want to be able to retain them and grow a good reputation, you got to be able to know how to form a team. Or from the beginning, you got to know how to be able to develop it in a timely manner, which can and set your client's expectations right so that you can deliver that in a way in which they can be pleased with, and they can be happy with at the end at the end of the tunnel. you know and then from there you can kind of help, that will help develop a better long-term relationship with a client. Doesn't matter if they choose to stick with you, or choose to kind of continue a different path after they've signed that initial deal with you. That's besides the point. The point is, once they make a deal with you, your job is to serve them, at the very minimum, serve them in the way that you set the expectations from the beginning. And realistically, if you can, go above and beyond for them, so that in the future, they know not only do you keep your promise, but you serve them even better than what you promised. And that leaves an impression. So building long-term relationships and all that. But at the moment, yeah, just really it's marketing. It's marketing, getting yourself out there, putting yourself out there to let people know that this is what you do, this is what you can do for people. And after that, then you can kind of lean off the other things. But that's it for now. Yeah, one thing, one step at a time. Yeah, it's a bit overwhelming, but um, yeah, it'll be a lot clearer soon enough. Soon enough.